Hi, I'm Dimitri Mugianis. Welcome to Psychedelic Questions. I've been a psychedelic ceremonialist and practitioner and harm reductionist for over 20 years. I'm here to answer your questions.
Our question for today is, what are psychedelics?
Yeah. I don't believe it's a medical term, even though it's been medicalized. I think it's more of a cultural term. So I think what we should do is you should read the Webster's definition of psychedelics, and we'll take it from there.
Okay. I will look that up. Okay. All right, so Webster says, I suppose we want to look at it as a noun. Okay, so it's just as a psychedelic drug, and so as an adjective, it says, of, relating to, or being drugs, such as LSD, capable of producing abnormal psychic effects, such as hallucinations and sometimes psychotic states.
Right. So I guess, like, broadly speaking, the question is, for instance, is MDMA a psychedelic? Is ketamine a psychedelic? And I think by that definition, it's a much broader definition in this sort of, outside of that sort of pseudo scientific medical language around psychedelics. People say, well, MDMA is not a psychedelic. It can produce, depending on how it's used, especially with an eye mask and in a setting, it can produce some of those effects. Ketamine for sure you can go on a journey. So according to that definition, I would say that ketamine and MDMA and clearly LSD and ibogaine and peyote and those types of drugs are psychedelics. Again, what's the definition? What's the action they described? Say it again.
Drugs capable of producing abnormal psychic effects, such as hallucinations and sometimes psychotic states.
Yeah, I think I know MDMA will get some pushback, but I've known people who have, especially with in a blindfolded eye mask situation, have produced visions and all that stuff. So, and I think ketamine, although it's called a dissociative, can definitely fit in that category.
Okay. So for those who aren't as familiar, I guess, with the different classes and things, can you talk a little bit about why somebody might push back against the idea of calling MDMA
yeah, because MDMA, usually has nothing to do with visions, but I think that's really about set and setting, because I've had experience with a lot of people on MDMA who were wearing eye masks, listening to sound for hours and hours, and did produce visions. It's not its primary effect, but it definitely can happen.
Okay, cool. And what about ketamine? You use the word dissociative.
The idea is that you can sort of be in the body and not be in the body, sort of be the observer and the observed, to make it, as sort of spiritual and Buddhist as possible. Another way of thinking it is that you're dissociated from your state. But again, with an eye mask and a deep going in, all kinds of journeys and visions can happen with ketamine.
Okay, cool.
Hey, thanks for watching. Please like, and we're going to be posting this every day. So if you want to stay informed, please subscribe. Also, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Thanks a lot.